Suppose I ask you to analyze this function. The function is given to you as f of x equals to x to the third. So we have a function to the third power. Remember the behavior of this function. This function behaves like this. If you use some point plotting techniques, you see the behavior of this function as seen here. So how do we analyze the behavior of this function at endpoints? This is your x-axis, and this is your y-axis. As x approaches to positive infinity, what happens to your y? Your y goes to positive infinity as well. However, when x goes to negative infinity, your y goes to negative infinity. So you're going to write it this way. As x goes to positive infinity, your y goes to positive infinity, or in limit terminology, the limit of f of x as x goes to positive infinity is positive infinity. What if we want to analyze the behavior of the function as x goes to negative infinity? Remember that positive infinity is on the right-hand side, negative infinity is on the left-hand side. As x goes to negative infinity, my y starts going down, getting smaller and smaller. Y goes to negative infinity as well. Or in limit terminology, we write limit of f of x as x goes to negative infinity is negative infinity. What if I change the coefficient? What if you have f of x equals to minus x cubed? Now we are going to analyze this function. What is the behavior of this function? Take a look at the graph. The graph of negative x cubed behaves like this. Perfect. So again, as x goes to positive infinity on the horizontal line, this is my x going to positive infinity. What happens to my y? My y goes down. So x goes to positive infinity, y goes to the negative infinity. As x goes to positive infinity, y goes to negative infinity. So every function has a different behavior. We're going to write it this way. The limit of f of x as x goes to positive infinity is negative infinity. What about the left-hand side? As x goes to negative infinity, my y values are getting larger and larger. So as x goes to negative infinity, y goes to positive infinity, or in limit world, the limit of f of x as x goes to negative infinity is positive infinity. So the function of degree 3 with different coefficients, a positive coefficient and a negative coefficient. This is the behavior of this function.